Saturday Night Main Event has wrapped up, and this show has been a little bit better in my opinion. I think after first watch, the match quality just came out a little bit better. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm sort of still in the same boat. I think the match quality was better, especially in the main event. That was really cool. We'll get into the Jacob Fatu match in a little bit, which was really cool. But still, those stories really progressed. We obviously did get the Cody Kevin Owens thing, which once again we'll get into later. But yeah, I think I'm still kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. Well, let's kick things off where we started the night with Rhea Ripley defending her world champion against Nia Jax, where she does come out on top and wins the belt. What do you think of this match?
It was a pretty good match. Probably better than their Backlash match last year, or Elimination Chamber. I mean, last year. Probably slightly better than that one. But overall, still a pretty good match, short and sweet. Probably like a Nia Jax Rhea match should be. But yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I definitely agree that I do think it was better than their previous match, Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I think this was just, they hit their spots really well. They didn't have no like lull spots or no downtime. They just kind of just went through the motions and just had a great match. I think this is fine. I think we all wanted Nia Jax to kind of go after Tiffany instead, just because of the story of Tiffany cashing in on her. But yeah, I think this is a solid match to have to start off Rhea's World Championship run, and hopefully we get some big matches coming up soon with the Royal Rumble next week. We'll kind of get an idea of who she might be facing at WrestleMania. But yeah, this is a good kind of like filler, staller match for Rhea's reign.
Yeah, my favorite part of the match was probably Nia hits the Annihilator on Rhea Ripley, and then she goes up for the second one, and then she does it to her backwards while she's on her stomach, so kind of a little bit different than how she's done it previously. But as she's going up to do it a second time, Rhea kind of grabs her leg, and just a cool camera shot of her just kind of getting her last bit of energy to latch onto her leg and pull her down. But yeah, decent match.
Yeah. And then next up, we had the Intercontinental Championship on the line where Braun Breaker was defending against Sheamus, and he does come out on top. Sheamus still not able to claim that Intercontinental Champion, unfortunately. How'd you think of this match, though?
Yeah, this is pretty much what I expected it to be. I expected it to be just a hard-hitting match. Sheamus always says he's going to bring it to people and he expects people to bring it back, and Braun Breaker is definitely one of those people who's going to bring it back to you. But yeah, this was a great match. Hopefully this is kind of the end of this Intercontinental feud with Braun Breaker and Sheamus, because we've seen this a few times. We've seen him and Ludwig a few times, so hopefully maybe he could move to SmackDown. Maybe that would be a cool move for Sheamus to do. Then he could come back around, obviously before his career wraps up to get this Intercontinental title. But yeah, it was a good match and a good feud ender.
Yeah, I really like this match. I think Braun Breaker and Sheamus can't have a bad match together. The amount of times they've kind of worked with each other now, they kind of have a pretty good chemistry built with each other. And yeah, this match is kind of no different from a lot of the other matches. They kind of, like you said, just hit their big spots, hard hitting. Braun Breaker does win with the spear. But yeah, also really like Jesse Ventura's commentary during this match as well. He's obviously very pro Sheamus in this match. He's like, "Oh, Sheamus got the 3 count. How the ref should have counted the 3. He should have seen the Braun Breaker's foot on the rope and all that." So really like Jesse's commentary here. But yeah, pretty good match. Enjoyed it.
I think if they do want to kind of revisit Braun Breaker and Sheamus again, maybe out of Mania, I think something cool would be like career versus title, something like that. If you do want Sheamus to win, this year, I think that could be like a cool kind of stipulation to put on it. We kind of seen Braun Breaker call him like an old man a few times and all that kind of stuff, so I think it kind of fit the narrative between the two if they were to do that.
And then next up, we had the contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, with the administrator or kind of the mediator of this being Shawn Michaels in the hometown of San Antonio. And this is pretty fun. I did enjoy it. Shawn Michaels comes out first, and then he introduces the 2 champions, and then each of them kind of get a few seconds and a few minutes to kind of like talk about what's kind of going to happen. And then Shawn, we do see him get in action, but we just take the entire segment.
Yeah, overall, it was pretty good. Kevin Owens, obviously he did a lot of kind of sneaky things here, as right before he would go to sign the contract, he would get the mic and just start talking a little bit more, and it all kind of sets off whenever Shawn Michaels calls Kevin Owens jealous. That kind of ticks off Kevin Owens, and then at the end, Shawn Michaels goes to shake his hand. He denies his handshake, and then as he goes to shake Cody's hand, He gets attacked and he goes to hit the pile driver, but Cody goes for the save. But after that, he does take the sweet chin music. And you know that was definitely something that Kevin Owens wanted to do, was take the sweet chin music one time. But yeah, he gets saved by Cody Rhodes, and Shawn Michaels hits the sweet chin music on Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it's a pretty good segment. Obviously, looking forward to the ladder match. Now we have both titles suspended above the ring. Really excited for that match at the Royal Rumble. But yeah, next up we did have Braun Strowman taking on Jacob Fatu in the big meaty men slapping meat match, where Braun Strowman technically does win, but in reality Jacob Fatu does get the win here. Braun Strowman wins by disqualification. What do you think of this match?
Yeah, just Braun Strowman kind of dominated. He did a lot more offense than I expected him to do. He was kind of really just beating the hell out of Jacob Fatu, and for probably like 3/4 of this match. But at some point, I forget exactly what it was that happened, but Jacob Fatu kind of gets a sneaky little way to get ahead of him. Then he just does like 9, whatever that move is, where he just rams him into the corner. But yeah, he does it like 9 times or something like that. He's all bloody. Then he does the moonsaults. The security comes in. They try to break it up. They DQ him. But yeah, pretty cool match. They definitely expected less offense from Braun Strowman and more from Jacob Fatu. However, I don't really mind how they did it, just to kind of keep Braun Strowman strong.
Yeah, I think this was like kind of the perfect way to do things. I mean, Braun Strowman does come out, like you said, looking stronger. Jacob Fatu, though, looks like an absolute beast. And Triple H on Twitter kind of gave him a little bit of a cosign or maybe like a hint towards big things coming soon. But yeah, I definitely like this match. I think it was perfectly executed on all fronts. And yeah, pretty solid. Next up, though, in the main event, we had Gunther taking on Jey Uso, where Gunther does retain the World Heavyweight Championship. How'd you think of this match?
Yeah, I mean, before I even get into the match, just the entrance from Jey Uso, he finds this kid with the yeet glasses on, and they're doing the yeet, and it was just great to see that, obviously. Every time he finds someone with those goggles and he does it in the crowd like that, I really love to see it. Obviously, the kids love it and all that, so it's amazing. But yeah, the match, this was definitely match of the night. I didn't expect this match to be this good. Definitely passed up my expectations. There was something I didn't like. Jey Uso he hit him with a spear a few times, the super kick, the Uso splash, and he kicked out just every single time, but then all it took was the one finisher from Gunther to kind of get over on Jey Uso. So I didn't really like that. It made Jey Uso look a little weak. But overall, it was a really good match still. Everything leading up to that was amazing.
Yeah, this is probably the best Jey Uso match with Gunther we've seen. It's probably one of the better Jey Uso matches in general as of late. Another part I didn't really like is just the spear he did hit on Gunther towards the end. It just kind of didn't look very well, didn't like really hit very flush, it looked like. But still is very solid. I'm obviously happy that Gunther does retain here, because I don't think it's ready for Jey Uso to be a world champion just yet. But yeah, hopefully Gunther can finally move past this as well, because we've kind of already seen Jey Uso a few times now. Damian Priest has thankfully moved over to SmackDown now, so hopefully we can start getting some new competitors for Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, hopefully you can see people like Penta rise up the card, and although he might not win, it would just be cool to see the match. John Cena obviously is around the corner somewhere. We have Seth Rollins. I mean, even Punk, that's still a big match. That's a big Mania match if we were to get that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, Saturday night's main event matches were good. Still have the problem of kind of just not progressing stories, or it not being important enough to where you know if there's a title match on it, it's not really going to swap hands.
Yeah. But yeah, that will wrap us up from Saturday Night Main Event. Thank you guys for watching. If you have made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will catch you guys in the next video.